Hello my friends, and welcome to Not Famous. I will admit that I'm kind of a sucker for TV show, movie, conspiracy theories. I think they're very interesting. Some of them are really far out, but one of my favorite ones for the last few years since I first heard about it has been that the Flintstones and the Jetsons are somehow in the same universe, and not only that, but living at the same time concurrently. Now, if you're not familiar with these shows, they are a bit older. Even when I was a kid, the Flintstones and the Jetsons were already kind of older shows, just shows that I grew up watching on replay and such forth. But they are enjoyable. I think they're very well known across culture. Now, the Flintstones is a show that takes place in what appears to be prehistoric times, sometime back in the day with dinosaurs and cavemen. We see Fred Flintstone and his family, Wilma, their best friend and neighbors, Barney and Betty. And they live in this culture that seems to be taking place many thousands of years ago. They have vehicles, but they're all made out of stone, you know. But they do have some interesting things going on. On the other end, we have the Jetsons. This is a similar cartoon-like sitcom show, came out around the same time, and it stars George Jetson and his family and friends. They live in what seems to be the future. I believe at one point in canon, they say that the show takes place in the year 2062, and they live up in this cloud city called Orbit City. They have all this modern tech, and it's a very futuristic show. So right off the bat, it's hard to compare these shows because you think one takes place 1,000 years ago and one takes place in the future. There's no way that they could exist at the same time, right? They do, my friends. So the theory kind of goes that the Jetsons and the Flintstones do take place at the same time in the same universe, and that the Jetsons are living up in the clouds above Bedrock City where the Flintstones live. Why? You have to understand that these shows were both created around the Cold War era, a time when many people were very worried about the possibility of a nuclear war outright destroying the world. The thought is that the Flintstones living on Earth, on the surface there was a big war that broke out, an apocalyptic war that kind of destroyed most of everything on the surface of the Earth, essentially knocking our society back into the Stone Age. Think about it. In the Flintstones, we see record players, we see drive-in movie theaters, we see all this modern technology that uses, dinosaurs and other materials to try to replicate what might have been a society that knew about these things. They even celebrate Christmas. How would these prehistoric people celebrate a holiday that hasn't even necessarily unfolded? The theory states that for a long time, the surface of the Earth was uninhabitable, and at some point the society kind of started to grow back, and that is what we know as the Flintstones. In fact, it's even possible that radiation caused some weird mutations that helped create what are these dinosaur creatures. Now, in the Jetsons, everything is futuristic, and at one point there is a crossover. There's a movie film where the Jetsons teleport back in time and they meet the Flintstones. But hear me out, my friends. What if what really happened is they didn't teleport through time, they teleported through space, from Orbit City up above in the clouds, back down to Earth, and that is where they met the Flintstones. They live together in the same time. And there's many other similarities, my friends. It's kind of crazy once you start to think about it. This is a theory, it's a TV show theory, it's only for fun, my friends. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Do you think that the Jetsons and the Flintstones take place at the same time in the same universe? To hear more crazy theories like this and other video updates, make sure to hit the subscribe button and lightly tap the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. It is always good to talk to you. I will talk to you again. I hope you are doing amazing, whatever's going on in your life, whether quarantined or out in the sun, enjoying it. I hope you have an amazing day, and as always, my friends, adios amigos. Famous. Not famous.